Hello and welcome to the 50-cent tour of Thursday, July 25th, 2013. Hey, it's almost the weekend. What do you think about that? Please find a seat on the Liberty bus and we will begin our tour of the day. Canadian health authorities ask ABC to reconsider Jenny McCarthy. Jenny McCarthy has joined the cast of ABC's morning daily show, The View, and she has taken a very public stand that vaccines contribute to or cause autism, and she has lived through this. Her son was autistic, and she wrote a book about this, which I happened to read a few years ago, and through detox diets and some similar approaches, her son has been restored significantly, and that's not a popular view because, as we all know, the mainstream media, mainstream medicine, mainstream government all want us to get vaccines and don't care about the consequences. Even if she was wrong, okay, I happen to believe very strongly that what she says about vaccines is true, and I'm probably even a little more extreme than she is, but say I didn't believe that, I would still consider how is this not discrimination, okay? How are they not discriminating against her beliefs? It's just over the top. God bless Jenny McCarthy and protect her in that place. DEA raids marijuana dispensaries in legal Washington, Puget Sound region. This is where the marijuana is legal. This is a dispensary. This is medical marijuana, and being raided by the DEA. Now, what is that? Here's another article about the same issue. Obama's DEA launches massive raids on legal marijuana. And right now on Alex Jones, there is a police chief who's talking about how he believes that decriminalization of drugs is going to reduce the crime rate. But of course, this is the drug thing. The government makes money on that coming and going because the CIA imports the drugs and other covert operations, and then on the other side, the legal system gets to have additional money because they can then arrest and fine people for using the drugs that the government imports. So, they don't want to put an end to a good thing by decriminalizing drugs. Yesterday, I think it was yesterday, I had an article about how the U.S. is becoming the USSR and the USSR has become the U.S. Putin urges international community to resist oppression of Christians. And in the U.S., we are funding the Syrian rebels who are killing Christians. And, we're hearing that Russia is arming. Here's media finally begins reporting on Russian combat readiness after alternative news. So, the Russians are on the other side of the Syrian issue from the U.S. And I'm going to take a step out on a limb and say the U.S. is on the wrong side and Russia's on the right side. So this is just, for people who grew up during the Cold War, this is irony of ironies, but this is the way it is. And I think unless we can all be honest about our country and where we are, we're going to be stuck here. Warning: prominent activists being framed with child porn. And if you have a blog or make YouTube videos, anything along those lines, you should watch Luke Rudkowski's video. It's very important and significant. He was mailed some damning photographs, and his email account allows him to preview photos before he downloads them. But for any of you, as I said, who have any kind of concerns about this, probably guys more than women, but they probably don't distinguish, I don't know. But you might want to watch this video and just be aware. Also, if you hear accusations about people, please don't believe them immediately, because they may be false. They may be something set up like that as a trap. Judge Andrew Napolitano, Reflections on the Loss of Liberty. And I have that here because we are seeing, there were two bills yesterday that, and I found these issues very disturbing, very troubling. Anti-protest law passes nearly unanimously and is signed by the president. This is madness. I mean, if you liked your Constitution, remember it fondly, because this clearly denies us of our right to peacefully assemble. It states that if there is any Secret Service present, there can't be a demonstration. Well, all they have to do to make any demonstration contrary to this law is send a Secret Service agent there. And so this is madness. I was astonished when I saw this. And I have another one that's just as much of a problem. In a close vote, Congress shamefully defeats amendment that sought to curtail NSA surveillance. Now, I will say that, I read these and some other things, and I thought, oh man, what is going on? Have they just really blackmailed these guys? Are they why are they sellouts? I mean, that other bill passed almost unanimously, both houses, and so I was really deeply troubled. And then I happened to see that the bill about Egypt and military involvement in Egypt was defeated. And so I'm hoping that, because these two bills were domestic, that at least they're not making us, getting us all involved in some horrible international incident. And these can be repealed when the republic is restored and our government is on the mend. At least these domestic issues can be resolved without, causing anything horrible to happen on an international scale. So maybe that's a good thing. I don't know. At least I'm an optimist. That's how I saw it. So now, as we move toward the weekend, there's something very interesting that is going to happen. And I'm not into astrology, but do I believe that there are signs in the heavens sometimes? Well, the Bible clearly teaches us that God does put signs in the heavens. And I mean, even on a very basic level, he says that day unto day is, directs people to him and is a revelation of who he is. But of course, there are many other times in the Bible where there were signs in the skies. Elijah being taken away in the chariot, and the star for Jesus' birth. And so I think it's undeniable that there are signs in the skies sometimes. And this is rare diamond tetrahedron forming July 29th. I think if we let this go by, we would be doing ourselves a disservice. This formation is so unique that most people who study charts don't even really know what to make of it. And like I said, I'm not into astrology, but this configuration that's going to occur on Monday, July 29th, is a scientific fact. Okay. And I can't help but feel that it means something. What does it mean? I don't know, but I believe that it's significant somehow. And I believe that it's a sign that God has placed in the sky, maybe for change, maybe significant change. If you're interested, you can certainly watch the video. I'm not necessarily recommending that because I'm not necessarily encouraging anybody to learn about astrology. It's just this one configuration that I find remarkable, and most people believe that it signifies radical change. So, in a positive way. So, we can be praying and certainly hoping that things will become better, that our constitutional republic will be restored, and that many of these new energy sources and other solutions will be released, and that we can have another renaissance, that lives can improve, that poverty can be turned, and people can have enough to eat and become healthy and not be addicted to electronics for social release, that we can start to have real relationships again, real friends, real picnics, and live real life. That's my hope. So, yeah, this is good news and can certainly be helpful. New energy blog, the Energy Workroom. And I do want to mention, this is on American Kabuki. Most people who watch the daily videos are aware that I'm not really into OPPT, not supporting them. I think I agree with what Benjamin Fulford wrote about OPPT. I never had a good feeling, to be honest. I think of myself as somebody who is fairly well versed in the English language. Communication is very important to me, and what I was reading on removing the shackles at a certain point it just didn't make sense anymore. The OPPT stuff, they were throwing in all kinds of catchphrases and jargon, and something just didn't feel right. And I'm not saying that it's not right. I'm just saying that for me it didn't feel right. Benjamin Fulford kind of confirmed that a couple weeks ago, at least from my point of view. So I'm not really following Removing the Shackles and American Kabuki that much anymore. But this was just a tremendous article on American Kabuki. And there are great resources here, a lot of web references to show that there is technology now that can really heal the world. And our lives could be a lot better than they are if this technology were only more widely available. I think you will enjoy looking over some of these websites. Just tremendous reference here. And every once in a while, Dee at Removing the Shackles gives a great reference page, and this one from American Kabuki is tremendous. So I hope you will enjoy that. And the daily tour is a presentation of She Who Will Walk in the Dark Productions. Thank you for joining us for today's tour. The dawn is coming. Weeping may endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning. Hoping that you will love one another, take care, and insist on liberty.